Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Communicate, Issues that Affect Family Life, a presentation of the West Orange Municipal Alliance. I'm Paul Spahala, and once again thank you very much for joining us tonight. With us today is Randy Nathan. Randy is a life coach, and Randy was a guest on our program a short time ago. And Randy, thank you very much for joining us once again. If you could tell us a little bit, for those who might have missed our last program, what you do.
Thanks. I'm a life coach, and that means I work with kids, youth and teens to help them overcome challenges, look at their life, and help them develop strategies to better themselves on a daily basis.
One of the things that Randy mentioned last time he was on our program is that he does counseling or works with groups, coaching in groups. Yeah. And we thought it would be very interesting to actually see a group coaching experience going on. Now again, this is atypical of what Randy does, but it'll give you a good idea of what's happening. So we're very happy that 4 seniors have decided to join us today, and we'd like them to introduce themselves right now.
I'm Danielle Sell. I'm 17 years old, and I'm a senior here at West Orange High School.
I'm Claudine Benoit, and I'm a senior here also, and I'm also 17.
I'm a senior also. I'm Adam Calveo, and also here at West Orange High School.
I'm Daniel Schneider. I'm a senior here at West Orange High School, and I'm 17 years old.
And at this point, we're going to throw it over to Randy. Randy, you had a chance to chat briefly with our group, but I guess that's fairly common for how when you deal with students.
Absolutely.
And so, Randy, take it away.
First, thanks, guys, for being here.
No
It's
problem.
really cool. I know he's got lots going on. You're all seniors, and we were talking about some pretty big steps that are ahead of you, some pretty big decisions. We also talked about transitions. Tell me about your experience so far as you embrace this next transition in life, leaving high school and doing whatever steps you're going to do. What's it like for you? What's it feel like right now?
It's
nerve-wracking?
Yeah,
Nerve-wracking?
It's like on the edge because you don't really know what's going on.
Don't know what's going on.
I've noticed for me, this has been my most relaxed year so far.
Really?
I mean, besides the stuff I really have a passion for this year, which is TV 36 and actual journalism and newspaper, I've been able to really take like somewhat of a break this year compared to last year, junior year, where I had to work hard to get into the colleges, and sophomore and freshman, that's where you set this table. But this year was only applications, which I got out on time and how I wanted to.
And you've also been accepted to school, right?
I also
so obviously, off you, right?
But before that too, it was more of just a relaxed feeling for me. More of just spending time with my friends and like enjoying the year.
That's great.
I feel totally different. I'm so like nervous that I'll be making like a wrong decision, I feel like I can't relax. Like I always have to be doing something, trying to get into college, because I haven't been accepted yet. But yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree with Claudine. Like when I was a sophomore and I freshman, like you don't realize how fast it goes, and you think you have like all the time in the world, and you're like, oh, like but it's actually really stressful when you get to your senior year, and you're like, okay, now I really gotta buckle down and do well.
Absolutely.
So.
What about you, Adam?
I just think it's very nerve-wracking because it's like you always need to ask people for help, I think. Like, you need to ask people's opinion, too, to kind of, like, know what's going on and what college to go to. And sometimes you're thinking, like, is there a college that I don't know about that I should? Something like that.
That's great. I hear a lot of this almost uncertainty. Am I going to make the right choice? Or what happens if things go along and it's not, and I make a mistake? Or you have your school and you kind of think you know what you're doing. So it's all part about making choices. What do you guys know about the power of choices in your life and the choices you make?
Well, like, I mean, making choices, it's a big decision, like, because, it's always that fear of, like, if you make the wrong choice, and, you don't really know what to do with it.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So, yeah.
Personally, I've had to make a lot of choices, but I feel like there's never been a choice that has a great effect on my life yet. But I know coming up, I'm going to have to make a lot of huge choices, like, for example, career-wise, like I have 2 options in my opinion right now. One, follow my passion and take the path to sports journalism and sports broadcasting, which is a harder path to get into, and you have to really get noticed, and it's a lot about who you know and when you know them. Or I could take the path of becoming what like my parents say I should do, and what other people have commented that they feel I would be good at, which is becoming like a lawyer. And I don't mind. Like I'm not sure either one, because I'm not definitely turned off from being a lawyer, because what's important to me is not only following my passion, but what's important to me is making a lot of money, and that's just how I've always been.
That's great. We were talking about the power of money, right? How important is that money to you guys?
Very.
Not.
It's not that important to me as long as I know that I love what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I know, I'm saying that now, I feel like I'm so naive. Like, I'm going to look back and be like, what was I thinking? Like, I just hope
I
that
think
doesn't
money
happen.
like equals security, and I want to have that security for my kids, for my wife, and for anyone who needs help.
That's great. So pretty much the money is going to give you some sense of security, that you've identified money as equaling security of some sort.
Yeah.
But you feel differently, Adam.
I think that you should be comfortable. You shouldn't have to worry about money, but I don't think it should be a focus. I think you should do what you want and be happy rather than have a lot of money and be miserable.
Yeah. So what if I told you you could wave a magic wand and money's not an issue, and that there's a world of abundance out there just waiting for you to take? How would that change your approach to your future?
I think a lot.
Yeah? How would it change?
Because not saying that you would slack off, but you would focus more on being happy and doing something you wake up to every day instead of like, okay, you know, can't wait till my next paycheck and things like that.
So how would it impact your choice between being the lawyer or being the sports journalist?
I think I would be the sports journalist, but then again, I think a lot of people would choose that path, or a lot of people would choose the path of any job that seems easy to them. I think the issue of differences in money and income helps people choose their jobs, and it makes certain people do certain things.
So one thing I hear you say is that the money is a motivating factor for people to take jobs.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
How did you guys learn that?
Well, like just growing up, you see like your families and
Culture.
First-hand experience.
your friends, you know, just.
See, in coaching, we call those limiting beliefs. Those are beliefs that are given to us and told to us, and we buy into them. But they limit us. The reality is you can really be and do anything you choose to want to. There's plenty of money to be made as a sports journalist. Plenty. You just talk to those people on ESPN, but what's holding you back is your left side of the brain or your parents, because that's not a real job. That's a dream job. And you begin to think differently within inside yourself. And when you're facing these transitions, these choices, you don't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And I told you something before we started, a very powerful statement. What did I say? Remember? There are no mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
There are no failures, and there are no accidents. When I share those thoughts with you, how does it make you feel being on this verge of this big transition in your life?
It makes me feel better, but I don't know.
You don't believe it.
Yeah,
Come on.
I hope it's true.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with the statement. I know it's how you feel, but
That's
how
great.
a lot of other people feel. But I think that there are mistakes that people make, and then if people just dismiss these mistakes, it gives them an easier chance to make them again, or just making up an excuse for it.
That's great. I'm so glad you said that.
Instead of fixing it.
I think that's great, because what we hear is we're taught that we need to make mistakes to learn, right? We need to make mistakes to learn. You need to learn from those mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you're not learning. And all I'm saying is if you've learned something from that experience, you're a different person, you've grown from it, then how's it a mistake? It's just part of your life journey. You know, in Coach, we talk about life as a journey, not a destination. Sure. Right? So you're all on this great path to discovery of who you are. I mean, we've talked about your passion, what you really want to do, and what you're looking on doing. How does that sound to you when I talk about life as a journey, not a destination?
I don't know, no matter what, I'm just going to try and do what I want to do, because I think I'm going to be happy with it and not worry about technicalities. And I just go for what I want.
That's great. So isn't it kind of like liberating to be able to think that way? Well, I know I wish I had that mindset when I was in high school. You know, I followed my blueprint. And I went to college, I got to my college, I studied hard, I got my major, what I was going to be, and then I graduated, and then I got a job, and then life kind of kept happening. What do you think is the biggest challenge to this transition you have to make for you?
Well, like, for me, I feel like this year, like everything I've done the last 4 years or like 3 years to come, 10, 20 years from now down the road, it's going to really, you know what I mean, it's going to make a difference. And it's like nerve-wracking.
Okay, you said nerve-wracking a couple times.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen 10 years from now?
I don't know, like what if you wake up one day and you're just like, you know, I've always been focusing on this and I don't want to do it, and you have nothing to fall back on.
Oh, you have some kind of fallback plan. How many people have a fallback plan? Yeah. What's your fallback plan?
Well, the fallback plan is becoming a lawyer and going to law school.
Okay.
Or getting any job that it's offered from that.
What about you?
I'm just going to do what I want to do.
You have great dreams, though, right?
Yes, I do.
What do you really, really want to do and be?
I want to be an actress, and that's what I'm going to be.
Good for you.
Yeah.
How are you an actress right now?
I'm doing everything I can to be one.
Yeah. What does it take to be an actress?
It takes a lot. It takes the ability to take rejection. You have to make decisions, and you have to make bold choices. Anyone can be one, but not everyone can be a good one.
Okay. So this skill that you have of being an actress, I don't know about you guys, I can never act. It's just, It wouldn't work for me, because I don't know how you guys do it. It's incredible. With this ability to act, how can you use that when you're facing this choice and this decision? How would an actress handle the situation?
They wouldn't be afraid.
Okay. And why wouldn't they be afraid?
Because they wouldn't.
You have to be like willing to make a fool out of yourself.
Yeah. You can't have any hindrances.
And why is that so important? To be able not have to be afraid?
Because it sounds easier than...
Of course it sounds easier. But if you're an actress, what's the difference? What are you using?
Using your heart instead of your brain.
Wow. That's great. You're using your heart. You just let things happen. You don't care what people think about you. You're an actress, right? So an actress would handle the situation. I would go at it. Whatever happens, happens. We have a lot of fear in our life, right?
I think if you do that, though,
yeah,
you sometimes are walking into things blindfolded, and
that's great.
you have to assume responsibility when you go to college and when you try to get a job.
Yeah.
And if you just walk into things blindfolded, you may not like the result.
That's great. So let's talk about this sense of being blindfolded. What does it mean to be blindfolded?
I just think like if you can go into something following your heart and following your passion, but not knowing what's going to come out of it, and just with this courage, but I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but more like courage, but like not well thought out courage.
All right. So what did you hear what he said? What did he say?
I think going in blindfolded would be to do something that you want without thinking about it first.
Great.
Like you need to think every single view and aspect of it before you go into it.
Exactly. And with these choices you're making, how blindfolded are you right now with your choices?
100%.
You're 100% blindfolded?
It depends on the person you are.
Okay.
I think I have a good view of what's going to happen, or what I think is going to happen, and how my choices are going to affect that.
What about you?
I just feel really lost. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
I don't want you to.
That's how I feel.
Like, I mean, when I hear my friends and they're like talking about like, okay, I'm going to this school, I'm gonna be doing this, like, and I'm just like, I'm not sure yet.
Just not sure.
You know what I mean, like.
I do.
Scary.
I think it's kind of boring to have everything planned out, though.
Okay.
I think it's kind of nice to have something like a surprise here. And
so you're more of a free spirit. You're willing to.
Yeah.
Wherever the wind takes you is where the wind takes you. And we have someone who's pretty well grounded and knows what he's doing, where he's going. And then we have two of you. Someone who's just, I'm not going to lie, I'm just lost. So think back to a time in your life when you felt lost. Was there ever a time back in your life you felt lost?
I think this is the most lost I've ever been.
Yeah, same.
So what happened in a previous time when you were kind of lost but not as bad as this?
Well, like I said, like, you know, my freshman and sophomore year, I was kind of lost, but I was like, I'm going to be lost down the road. I have time.
So your freshman year when you came here, that was kind of a big school, new place.
Yeah, but you knew, you know, for 4 years you were going to be there, and it was like a place, and you were secure for 4, you know.
And what made it so secure in that kind of place?
Because you just knew, like, every day you were going to wake up, do the same routine for 4, you know, and then you were going to have your summers, and it was just, now it's like, okay, what's going to happen?
Okay. And as you were getting lost and not lost, did you find that you ever found yourself, or you always lost?
Well, this is the one time I was really, really lost.
But I'm talking about in the past. The key thing that I'm trying to get at is there was a time in your life you felt lost.
Yeah, you definitely.
Right?
You find your
driving, right? Oh my gosh. Now
a bunch of times.
A bunch of times. Now, I'd imagine if you get in your car now, are you still lost behind that wheel?
No.
Or are you a little bit more secure?
Secure.
Why is that?
So you find yourself and where you are and things like that.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll happen for us.
If it happened before in your past, why would it not happen now?
You never know.
Never know. Never know.
You are watching Let's Communicate, issues that affect family life. We're very happy that Randy Nathan, a past guest on our program, has joined us again. He's a life coach, and we're also very happy that 4 students from West Orange have joined us. This is sort of a life coaching exercise that Randy does. We're going to continue with it in just a moment. Again, you're watching Let's Communicate, issues that affect family life. We'll take a short break right now. We'll give everybody a chance to catch your breath, and we'll be right back.